What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Dive Addiction. Today we have the Fourth Element Halo AR, and this thing is freaking sweet. Let's check it out. I'm not gonna lie, I've already opened it. I don't get paid to make this one. This one is out of my pocket. So, what we got? Brand new Halo AR. This thing is nice. I'm gonna set this thing on the table and I'll grab the camera and I'll give you guys a better look. All right, so what we got is the Halo AR. This thing is probably about the same thickness as my Arctic, like not very much thicker at all. So we'll start down here. We got a pocket on one side, only on one side, not both sides, and it's also a pocket that you can reach all the way up into the suit, which is nice. And then up here, this is your zipper on this side. So your zipper is actually off to the side so they can keep you a solid panel of insulation to keep you warmer. In some of the first test models that they came out with, they had like a Velcro thing up here at the collar. They did away with that, and I'm really happy they did because I did not like that idea. On the crotch, you have a double zipper, so you can zip it up or you can zip it down and have it zip. So for P-valve routing, they give you these two little slits right here that you can cut to run your P-valve through, which is a lot better than the old option, which was through the insides of the leg. There was a little cut that you couldn't fit a P-valve through if you had a quick disconnect. So the new Halo AR, it's light. It's supposed to be as warm as the old Halo, but with the thickness of the Arctics. So, getting ready to go try this thing on and see what happens. Alright, so you know I gotta dive this thing and talk about it during my dive, right? So some of the things that I really liked about this suit was obviously its flexibility. Its buoyancy characteristics in the water were phenomenal. I didn't have to add any lead to what I was already diving with my Arctic. This thing is a little bit thicker in some spots, but they made it negatively buoyant enough to where I didn't have to add any more lead from what I was already diving on my Arctic. So this little catfish that I see right here, I call him little, but he's really not. He's the biggest catfish in the lake. I call them all Ironsides. So we'll see why here in the next clip of him. Now we're in some pretty cold water. I think I got down to about 46 degrees in this water today, and it was a nice dive. I didn't really get cold. I did do this in my leaking dry suit just to really test it out. Now I did get wet, but that was okay. I kind of expected that. It's not a waterproof shell, it is a water resistant shell. Now again, I was completely expected. It didn't come as any surprise to me at all. If you're looking to upgrade from an Arctic to something warmer, I'd recommend this. suit, undergarment. If you are already in a Halo 3D, I don't personally know how those are as far as warmth, but this is going to have better buoyancy characteristics. You're not going to need as much lead. I actually have a buddy that had a Halo 3D, and he just got the AR. So when he tells me how it is, I will put in the comments below what he says, and I'll pin it to the top. I'll also put it down into the description as to what he said as far as warmth goes as a comparison. I don't know who these divers are. I just kind of seen them coming through the bus and shot video of them. This is my buddy for the day. He's a new diver to dry suit. Never really dove dry suit before. Actually, never dove a dry suit before this. And he's also never dove doubles before this. And those aren't his normal fins. So, I mean, everything that could be changed on this poor guy was changed on him this dive. I'm gonna have to work with him on using them hands a little bit, though. Using his hands almost as much as his fins. I don't know if you could tell by my voice, I'm a little bit sick. I went diving while I was sick. It was still a really enjoyable dive, so I can't complain too much. These tires are great for new divers if you're trying to teach them buoyancy skills. Take them over and do something like this. It's great. I also wanted to go over here and try these out just for the simple fact that with this new undergarment, I wanted to see what the buoyancy characteristics would be like. Does it decompress as I come up? Does it compress more as I go down? And from what I could tell, it didn't really have any compressing or decompressing feeling as far as my buoyancy went. I know it's a small, minute detail, but I really didn't feel it like it was getting squished on me or anything. So, I don't know. I mean, I didn't have it down too deep today. I do plan on taking it down to 130, but that wasn't something that I could do today, not with my buddy that I've got right here. He's been out of the water for a little while. He's a newer diver. He doesn't have very many dives. Although he had the equipment to do it, I didn't feel comfortable asking him if he was comfortable doing that. I don't like pushing people outside of their limits. So, all in all, this suit I would go with, as far as undergarments, I would go with this undergarment. It was amazing. It kept me nice and warm throughout the entire dive. This is not sponsored by Fourth Element. They literally don't know I exist. If they find out I exist and they want to send me free stuff, I wear a medium with baby feet. Yeah, so like these are really good for teaching people buoyancy. Like you watch this, definitely got to work on his buoyancy. He was a little bit positive coming through that. That's why he was having so much trouble. Alright guys, so what you're looking at is the Halo AR on me. This is after I dove it. I actually got to get out and try it out. I will say that this thing is warmer than the Arctic. I never wore the Halo 3D, but this is definitely warmer than the Arctic, and I didn't add any weight at all to my setup going from the Arctic to this. So I like it. It is a little bit more bulky in some spots, like the arms on this and the legs on it are a little bit more bulky, but not
they're not like super bulky. So it's nice. Like there's still plenty of flexibility. Honestly, I feel more flexible in this than I did in my Arctic. The P-valve routing on this thing is phenomenal. I mean, I love this. And the fact that there's so many ways that you can get in and adjust things. There's, you know, you got the actual crotch zipper here, and then you've also got, there's another zipper in your pocket, like I showed it earlier part of the video, so you can get your hand inside of your suit and do what you got to do. So if you need a little extra privacy for modesty or whatever, that option's there. Now, this is made with a newer material. It's like a form of aerogel that they stick foam in because aerogel can't stand the compression of actual diving. So the new way that they make this aerogel, hey, I'm just saying, it was nice. I had it in about 46-degree water today, so not like super cold, but I know what 46-degree water felt like last weekend in my Arctic, and this weekend in the Halo AR. Dude, look at this thing. I love it. I love it. I paid for this one out of pocket, not sponsored by Fourth Element. They don't even know I exist. So this thing, coming from my mouth to you, is amazing. If you have an Arctic now, I would go to this. Now I will say one thing, all right? I gave you all the good stuff, and I'm about to tell you the bad. It's not that bad, but it's kind of bad. So this thing has a waterproof and windproof shell, right? Well, not waterproof. It's got a water resistant and wind resistant shell. So my dry suit has a leaking zipper. And I took it out of my dry suit, and I purposely didn't lube my zipper or anything to try and help it keep water out, just to see how this thing would do once it got wet. It was still warm while it was wet. It took longer for me to actually feel like I got wet. That being said, I've been out of the water for quite a few hours now. I've had this laying out for a while in the house since I got home. It's still wet. So this is going to take longer to dry out than if you have an Arctic. An Arctic, I could usually just throw it out and it'd be mostly dry by now. Although it would have soaked up more water than this did. Kind of like catch-22 on this one. You get less wet, but it takes longer to dry. It's not a deal breaker for me. I don't think it should be a deal breaker for you. This thing is amazing. And like I said earlier, the P-valve routing where you can route it through right in here instead of the inner thigh, that's way smarter. That is way smarter. I love that. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Leave me some likes. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about this awesome new suit. If you've got one on order right now, if you want one, if you're getting one, or if this video makes you decide to get one, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys, and until next time, I will catch you in the water.